In this video, we'll look at past bull market movements and how they turned out. To keep up with him, we'll also look at the most recent drop in interest rates, what happened afterward, and where we are now. I think you will see that a 16Z is betting a lot of money on Serrana Gaming every day. We are going to look at 44 million papers that talk about how ready they are to tokenize, which sounds like a very interesting topic. Now that we have your attention, let's begin. Sit back and enjoy your time as we learn more about Bitcoin. In USDT and USDC, Ethereum closed at 24.26, up 5.39%. They still have to put in a lot of work to make up for the average loss of 58 cents that their dollar-paid peers like XRP have had. At the moment, XRP has gained 2.05% of the $165 billion market capitalization of all cryptocurrencies to hit the 60C level. It will be interesting to see how Bitcoin works. Right now, we're right in the middle of my goals for this week, which are 61 and 62. Will we keep making progress, or will we have to go back over what we've already done, which will annoy a lot of people? We'll see in time. They thought there would be a bull run right away when they heard about rate cuts. We went backwards, though, and did another backtrack. Comments: the bank will let people sell Bitcoin for Ethereum through crypto finance. The statement says that present business clients in Germany will be able to use the service. At first, trading Bitcoin and Ethereum will be the only thing that the service does. But you can be sure they'll add more cryptocurrencies soon. Do you promise? Just about 4 or 5 new banks and other big players join the game every day, as you can see. You can see how our energy slowly built up. We went from having no organizations interested to getting a handful every day, and before we knew it, we were getting close to 4 or 5. Every day, there will be thousands. After that, acceptance will only grow along with the money, and the cryptocurrency will be over. Everything will keep getting bigger. There is something about this situation that should be thought about. After the Fed lowered interest rates, Bitcoin went over 62,000. This is what the coin says. Take care of us and see what happens. Desk 20, the biggest measure of digital assets, is up 3.4%, and traders in poly markets think that rates will be cut 4 or 5 more times. The Federal Reserve cut interest rates by 50 basis points this year, even though the economy was still bad. They plan to cut them even more by the end of the year, bringing the median base rate to 4.4%. As the market settles, there is some doubt about the cryptocurrency market's ability to reverse big rises in cryptocurrencies like Solana BMBX or PADA, or gains with SOL leading at 6%. Additionally, there is a clear desire for more rate cuts, with bets on the poly market, showing that people think the Fed will keep easing monetary policy. That's it. The price of Bitcoin we are looking at right now is higher than that at about $62.50. But what's interesting about this case is that a lot of people are connected with old Scottie Pippen. In fact, it is Scottie Pippen, the famous Chicago Bulls player. He said in a whisper 2020 as we looked closely at the arc cuts, what happened to the arc cuts is shown by the yellow dotted line. As I was ending the show, there was a short clip of pull down, followed by a very strong vertical liftoff to the top. What part of that yellow line are we on now? Before this thing goes to the moon, there might be a short pull down. We don't. You know what will happen next? The only thing that is still unknown is exactly when the moon will come out. We only need to ask ourselves, is this going to tear before the market starts to rise again? Will it take a short drop to the low or mid-50s? Are we just going to say, fuck it? I don't need a cabin. The cryptography is ready. Okay, Carolina, let's begin. Keith also put out his numbers. In this case, he is considering each bull market from 2012 to 2020 to 2024. You can see. This time is called the conservative phase, and the white line shows you exactly where to go next. Coin prices ranged from 1.2 to 1.618 Fibonacci levels, as you can see. When the value of all cryptocurrencies reached its highest point in 2020, it was the only year without a steep blow-off peak. Even though the market is short, the present situation is clear. What should we do now that we've hit the fib, which is at about 63,000? It's very simple. All we have to do is move up and right. Is the fact that Bitcoin is likely to trade between 1.218 and 1.618 Fibi a sign that the end is near? Although that's the highest point we can get, looking back at past data shows that, as you said, the last 2 bull cycles have had a parabolic blow-off top. We did not have the blow-off top in 2020. We did in 2012 and 2016. We stopped at 1.618, which was the worst possible amount. From there, we can see that the price of Bitcoin is 177,000 right now. Could it go up even more? The price of Bitcoin could go up to a range of 317 to 479 if there is a low off top. It seems likely that we will only look at you in this case. I want to make it clear that Bitcoin is now worth 370,000 USD. I'm not going to lose it. Since the value of each altcoin has risen above its previous all-time high, this suggests that there is a lot of money in cryptocurrencies. This means that you and I are laughing hysterically as we drive to the bank and are just counting the huge amounts of cash that have come in. A conical blow up top would be awesome. I really want this market to go back to the 2272 Fibonacci level, which is what happened in 2012 and 2016. That would send Bitcoin to $479,000. That would be completely crazy. So forget about it. Just so you know, it's between 7 and 10 trillion. We could be talking about 17 to 18 trillion to 23 trillion if the stock market and Bitcoin market move around a bit. These are exciting times. All of you should be really excited about the future of cryptocurrency. It's still very early. And as I said before, Bitcoin still hits 177,000 right now in the worst case situation if 2020 happens again. Let's do some simple math and find out that the value of Bitcoin could range from $60 to $180. That's a threefold rise from where it is now, which makes it a good stock market buy. You get back 5 to 10%. We are talking, and you're fine. For about a 3x, you won't find it anywhere else. Bitcoin Magazine says that the Louisiana state government, will now accept Bitcoin. It's likely that more and more states will accept this as payment. And letting people use cryptocurrency, this is our plan. Once we make sure the US is going in this direction, you got it. This is the road that everyone will take, even the institutions. That's what we want to happen. We'd like these states to follow it. For Bitcoin to be used by institutions, new money needs to move into it. Smoke was admitted. When central banks lower interest rates around the world in the future, it will be good for both gold and cryptocurrency. Central banks' choices about monetary policy have a direct effect on the flow of money into assets like cryptocurrencies. This sets the stage for a strong recovery in digital assets as this cycle of rate cuts ends. The Bitcoin markets will go through a sharp rise. This is going to be like nothing you've ever seen before, a crazy-ass blow off top. I can't wait to see it. I've had 2 films in the works for a while. Cryptocurrencies have been on my list of things I want to see happen for a while now. In this case, he's talking about XDC specialty. That's interesting. There are 44.5 million paper records that can be turned into liquidity tokens. Do you think this is from BCA? He recently held an FDC where he talked about the shipping business and said that 44.5 million paper documents in Europe are ready to be tokenized. All of you who used to own XDC should be very happy about this. The fact that you spoke is great news. I don't have any XTC to talk about what happened last night. In no way am I going to hold any XTC. You don't need to worry that it won't work since I'm not holding it. It's not what I want, but it's also not a bad choice. We all need to do our own study to find out how each cryptocurrency can be used and in what situations. I know that there are times when I like a different coin than you do. If they are still building, growing, and working together, we will decide if this is the best place for our money to be put. This property, which is worth $44.50 million, is really amazing. Things we should know about an A16Z that are very important. This is the Anderson Horwood Company. They are putting more focus on the game Solana because that is all they do. That's how easy it is. Solana, I told you, you'll see that a lot of these companies now have money from Anderson Horwoods to grow their games on the Solana blockchain. They will be able to grow the game business with this money. What would happen if it was built? You'll notice that Solana's price slowly goes up. Solana will pass Ethereum to become the world's second largest cryptocurrency. There will probably be a race between Solana and XRP for the top 2 spots. Ethereum will likely drop out of the top 5.